Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Wednesday, August 23rd, 2017 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is Om Bhavam Namah. I am absolute existence. And we are working with the sun in Virgo now. We had the sun shift into Virgo yesterday afternoon, and today we have the sun moving between 0 degrees into 1 degree. So we're still adjusting to this Virgo essence, getting into this essence of wholeness into holiness. And that's why I thought this energy mantra would be so perfect today. Om Bhavam Namah, to dig into this understanding of our wholeness. I am absolute existence. You are absolute existence. So what I'm going to do today is go through the astro and the cards that I have for the astro, and then I'm going to go through sign by sign on the focus, your lesson focus for this month. Now I'm going to make a quick little mention. I had somebody last month be like, I hate when astrologers do this and say that this is what the whole sign is working for. Okay, you have a lot, that's exactly how they said it too, just like that in my head. You have a lot going on in your chart. This is why you can get an individual reading. There is always multitudes of lessons that are going around. This is where the sun is focusing. It is general. If it doesn't resonate, that's okay too. But you know, these things that I'm bringing forth, none of these are bad things to work on, even if it doesn't resonate with your sign, you know? So take it with a grain of salt, and if it doesn't resonate, that's okay too. This is why we have so many people in the world, because we all have different resonances and bring different colors to the rainbow. Speaking of wholeness, right? All right, so today, one of the biggest things I think that is happening today, we have a few things, but one of the things I'm really feeling is this Mercury. Mercury is perihelion, which means Mercury is very close to the sun. Now, I saw a few eclipse pictures that actually showed Mercury hanging out near that eclipse, which I thought was very cool. You can't usually see Mercury because Mercury is so close to the sun, so it is through eclipse energies that we get to see. Now, why I think this is important is because I think Mercury and the sun are conferring. The sun is sharing with Mercury all of these energies that will be revealing themselves as Mercury continues this retrograde and goes back to that eclipse point. So, like I said, these downloads from this eclipse, you're going to continue to be getting ahas, and this may continue through September. People say, like, the eclipse portal is open for 24 hours. Well, technically, the eclipse affects, like, these next 6 months, next some odd years, you know, like, these things make big changes for longer amounts of time than just the time that the sun is being eclipsed. So pay attention to any revelations, especially coming from your heart, because they're revealing beautiful, wonderful things for you so that you can move forward wholeheartedly. Besides that, another big thing that we have today is we have Venus trine Chiron, and tomorrow, on Thursday, we will have Venus square Uranus. So, Venus in Cancer, learning to take pleasure in nurturing ourselves, really showing up to offer comfort, love to ourselves in times of change that is so necessary, so needed. I think with this Chiron energy, I think that this can be a very healing transit. This Chiron connection, this Venus-Chiron connection is happening at 29 degrees or 27 degrees. That's a 9 energy. 9 energy is one of completion. So there may be some completion going on in your life between the eclipse and this at this time. To me, this is a call from the universe to call to the universe to ask for help in healing, in completing whatever is coming up for you. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's like, yes, I want to show up for myself, but part of showing up for myself is saying for a friend, like, hey, can we go out and, have a bite to eat or something? It may be that. Or it might be calling to your guides, angels, like, show me what I need to do to show up for myself. Or guides and angels, please support me in my healing. Don't be afraid to reach out for the help that you may need in and through this for your healing. We are all healing in this together. I think it's setting us up for that Venus-Uranus connection, that Venus square Uranus connection. The square is resistance. And so it's like, okay, I'm doing this. Everything's okay. I'm doing this. Okay, I'm doing this. Nope, can't do this anymore. That's what that transit feels like, which is why we want to ask for help right now so that we're not dangling over the cliff on a wire tomorrow when we hit that Venus-Uranus square, so that we're prepared for it and like, okay, I'm ready for this. Like, I can make this breakthrough. I can work with this breakthrough, because Uranus is that breakthrough energy. Uranus is, like I said, just asking us to show up for ourselves. And this may be some major heartstrings that are being broken open to allow your heart to expand. I'm picturing the Grinch with his heart growing 3 sizes in one day. They could be like that kind of energy, but you need some support. So ask today for the support so that you're not on the end of your wire tomorrow when you find, oh, I really did need that support. Besides that, we have the moon finishing up in Virgo today, shifting into Libra. I don't actually know what time it's shifting into Libra. It is shifting into Libra at 6:04 p.m. Pacific time. So moon finishing up in Virgo, helping bring this focus energy into the realm of healing, into the realm of holiness, into this place of wholeness in and of ourselves. The wholeness of being true to ourselves, the wholeness of being true to ourselves, the integration card, blending body, mind, spirit, soul all into one, bringing forth our innocence. We've been working on this innocence energy with the Leo stuff that we've been working on. And just because Sun in Leo is over does not mean that Leo is done and gone. We still have a lot of energies in Leo, including Mars building to a north node in Leo, which I wrote something here and I cannot understand my writing, but to me what it's like, wholeheartedly moving into your destiny, but by being true to yourself, by being true to your passion. That's what I'm really getting from that transit, which we're building into, like I said, building into it. But this moon in Virgo is helping us hone this focus. Now, part of honing this focus, the moon is going to square Saturn. Saturn retrograde, a few more days. It's going direct on Friday. Yes, Friday. Going direct on Friday, and in going direct is going to finish out over the next couple months. I'm like, where did the words go? It's going to finish out the transit in Sagittarius. We are finishing out this time of going through, regarding our truth, looking at these beliefs that we've carried. Do your beliefs, this is one way to look at this with this Moon-Saturn connection, are your beliefs contributing to your wholeness? Or are they locking you in silence outside of your wholeness? You know, with our beliefs come a lot of the shoulds. This is such a Saturn card to me. It's so funny. I really do label this card the shoulds, and this is one of the lower ends of Saturn energy. What I say, it's all about your responsibility, responding in a way that's true to you, responding in a way that's true to your wholeness. That's what the moon is saying. You may have resistance because you've been doing things this way for so long. This is how you've been doing things, but this is where it's left you. But look at these tears, these rainbow tears, these golden rainbow tears. They're helping you break through. You're realizing where you've cut yourself off from this. And it may take a little bit of this. It may take a little silence. It may take a little introspection. It may take a little space for you to realize this is who you really are, and you do not have to be this way anymore. It's going to be part of your work, part of your integration in order to get into this. We also have the moon connecting into Venus, connecting into that Chiron energy. The moon is sextiling Venus. The moon is opposing Chiron. To me, this is like, you know, part of this healing process. Tune into your physical body. What does your physical body need? I was telling somebody today, I don't know who I was talking to when I told this, but I really do treat my body like a pet. I think that who I am is this soul, and this body is my pet for this lifetime, and I have this body for a limited time. So I do my very best to listen to and honor my pet. And am I gonna go here? Yes. The wisdom of Wizard of Oz. I've done a lot of Wizard of Oz studies this last year because it's been a very significant thing in my life. The Wizard of Oz, one of the things I found is like Toto. Toto always knew what was going on, and Toto was always trying to lead Dorothy in like a way that was like gonna serve her. And she wasn't always listening to Toto. When she did listen to Toto, things worked out very well from her. When she did not listen to Toto, things didn't go as smoothly. Mahalo, if he was in here, would probably be full on agreeing. Like, when she listens to me, things are really good. When she doesn't listen to me, it sucks. So listen to your pet. Listen to your physical body. Listen to its needs as you are moving through this. And again, ask for help if you need help in order to move through these transitions. There's so much going on right now. It's really important for us to ask for help, to reach out, to have support, even if it's just like a conversation. That kind of support is absolutely necessary. All right, last card before I get into all the signs. Dawn, new beginning. And from this, I really, feel the peacefulness of the morning when the sun comes up and the morning is just, the birds are just starting to chirp and it's a new day and there's all these possibilities. This to me is like about leaving all of those old energies behind and calling in the dawn. And there's a quote by Meister Eckhart that goes, and suddenly it's time to trust. Suddenly it's time to trust the magic of new beginnings. It's Mimi paraphrase of the quote, but this is the time. Trust in the magic of new beginnings. Trust in the magic of the new beginnings, these dawns that are coming up and forth within you at this time. Don't worry. It's leading you into good things. I promise. I promise. All right, let's get into the signs. So our focus is wholeness. So that's where I'm bringing it back for every house. You can listen for your sun sign and your rising sign. You can also listen to your moon. It's most predominant for sun and rising sign, but moon as well. And I also like to mention, so Virgo, if you are a late Virgo, like say you are like September 19th, September 20th, a lot of this time you will be feeling 12th house energy. So you may resonate more with the sign red before you, or in Virgo's case, the last one, the 12th house sign. So listen, because, I kind of resonate with that. You may find there's a time in which you bridge the lesson from one into the other. And like I said at the beginning, all of these lessons can apply to anyone because wholeness, it's a wonderful thing. So don't get too caught up in it. Listen to what resonates for you. So, Virgos, happy birthday, Virgo. This is your time. Virgo, you are working on the first house energy. Like I said, if your birthday's later, you will be working 12th house for a while. But the first house energy is I am. So, Virgo, it's very easy for you to get caught up in the I do want to be perfect, I have to do all the things this way, getting in the human doing thing instead of the human being thing. But if you bring your focus to Om Bhavam Namah, I am absolute existence, I am whole, I am holy, and knowing, like that card a few days ago that I pulled that said, just being this human divine container is enough. If you allow yourself to move from that place, you will find a lot more fulfillment and you will find yourself able to actually do a lot more without concentrating on doing. If you move away from the concentration of doing into the concentration of being, you will find yourself in the wholeness. You will find yourself in the holiness. This is a very healing space to move in and through the world. So get into this. I am whole. This is also I think this is going to be a very healing time for Virgo. Just again, by nature of being in the being. I think Virgos, you may also find yourselves, this may not be all Virgos, but some Virgos, especially if you're able to get into that being state, that you may find your presence actually being very healing for those around you. But just, keep being, keep radiating. See what kind of auric expansion, that's what I'm seeing. See what kind of auric expansion you can go through this month just by being in that nature, because I do feel some beautiful change for Virgo in that manner. All right, so Leo, you are working through your second house. Second house is the house of your worth, the house of your talents. And if you happen to be a Leo lover, like I am a Leo lover, then a Leo can just show up and radiate that presence, that wholeness. Leo, you have to know the worth of yourself the way the sun knows the worth of itself and shines that warmth. Know your holiness It is time, Leo, to really put your worth into your own divinity, into your own holiness. You do not, what is the right word? Words, I wish I could get them. You do not have to be so, can't get the word. It's like finding the balance between humility and self-depreciation. Like I see so much self-depreciation in Leos as like kind of like an excuse for humbleness. And I always love the saying, be humble, for you're made of dirt. Be noble, for you're made of stars. Remember that in reclaiming your holiness, Leo. This is a great time to start working on healing your worth. And notice where sometimes you, like the sun, may want to go hide behind the clouds. But notice even those clouds can't hide the light of the sun. You can't hide your brilliance. You can't hide your shine. And it's never going to heal the world if you keep hiding behind the clouds. The world needs you to come out so the plants can grow, you know? So it's time to come out from behind the clouds. Be humble, but don't be smushing yourself. Don't be cloaking that light. The world needs your light. That's part of your talent, Leo. All right, Cancer, this is your third house transit. Third house transit, this is the house of communication. So I was like, let's talk about it. Let's talk about this, Cancer. Let that be part of your process this month. Talking about wholeness. What does wholeness feel for you? How can you feel comfortable? Cancer loves the comfortable. How can you feel comfortable in getting into your wholeness? And how do you feel comfortable in acknowledging yourself as holy? Because like I said, to me, this transit, this Virgo transit is wholeness into holiness. Talk about it, communicate it, write it, get busy in your workbooks writing what does wholeness feel like to you, what does it experience, talk about it with people, what is their concept of wholeness, how do they experience, get curious, Cancer. Third house is a very curious transit. Get curious about it so that you can pad your wholeness. You can start understanding, expanding your comfort zone into a new vision of your personal wholeness. And I do feel like through these communications, I'm going to say something. So I had a friend once, talk to me about what I was doing. And if I was being enough of an activist in what I was doing. And I was like, well, I feel like what I do is like I talk these things and the people who get to see me, like, that's awesome. I mean, anybody who has a computer and internet has the opportunity to see me. So that's a lot of the world. But even then, these messages can spread. That's what I'm feeling with you, Cancer, is that these messages can spread as you talk about it. This experience of wholeness, this experience of knowing our wholeness and holiness. So this is part of your work. It is for yourself, but this is going to expand this lesson to others. This is a big lesson. We all need this. We all need to know our wholeness. We need to be in this energy of being one unto ourselves. So I think that's really powerful for you as well, Cancer. All right. So, Gemini, this is your fourth house, but I feel like what I just said for Cancer also goes doubly for Gemini. So, Gemini, this is your energy of home, family, foundation, feeling. Now, Gemini, I am a Gemini rising, and one of the things I experience as Gemini is that I need to do things kind of feeling that goes on. And so, a lot of times when I get into that frantic, well, I'm going to make these plans and do this and this and this, a lot of times I'm hiding from a feeling that I do not want to dive into. And sometimes my avoiding it is me avoiding some of the wholeness, some of the holiness of the experience of life that I need to experience. Some things that will ultimately bring healing for me when I can show up for it. Don't get so busy this month, Gemini, that you avoid the wholeness and the holiness and the healing that can come through by stillness. There is a time for stillness, Gemini. I'm not saying don't talk about it. I'm not saying don't pad your nest with these experiences of wholeness, but recognize if you find yourself avoiding at any point, because the fourth house is a time to dig into the foundation, and part of the foundation, part of the wholeness is the feelings. So feel through, Gemini. Taurus, this is your fifth house, the holy inner child. Woo! I'm actually excited about this transit for you. I think, coming right after all of this strong Leo energy, and the fact that we still have this ongoing Leo energy, I think this is actually a beautiful, brilliant time for Taurus. And again, kind of like moving on from the Gemini energy of like the foundation, really, really honoring the lessons that your inner child has brought to you, because that will open doors of creativity for you. That will open portals of joy, portals of creativity, fun, love for you. But it's in connecting first with that foundational energy of the inner child, recognizing the holiness in that innocence for you. Recognize those times, because I think for many of us, the times where we have shown up in this world, on this earth, in the biggest sense of our holiness, has been those times when we've let ourselves be free as an inner child. I can look back at times of my inner child self and I'm like, oh, I see that spark. The spark of Mimi was coming through so loud and clear in those moments. Recognize the holy. Pray to that even. Yes, inner child, come. Help me be buoyant. Let me rise in and through this energy with that. To me, this is going to be a beautiful transit for you. Just, again, recognize the holiness. And through all of these things, through this wholeness, for all of us, this will bring healing. This will bring healing to your worth, Taurus. So recognize that spark. Cultivate that inner child spark through this next month of Sun in Virgo. All right, so Aries, 6th house. Aries, you have the benefit every month of, because of your placement, of working the lessons of the sign, because you guys kick off the signs of the zodiac. So 6th house is the house of Virgo. This is a healing transit for you. This is a beautiful time for you. Aries, most active sign of the zodiac, IW. Give yourself time and space to be this month and not always be in doing mode. If you are in doing mode, let it be as an extension from your being, not this list task, I have to do all of these things. Don't get caught up in that. You may get caught up in that old Virgo mentality, but if you can be in your wholeness, in that holiness, and just kind of flow with it, I feel this can be a very healing transit for you. And just like I said for Virgos, I feel like if you can be in your being mode instead of the doing mode, I feel that this transit will not only be just very healing for you, I think that it'll be very healing for those around you. I think they will absorb your wholeness. I think they will absorb your holiness and it will resonate with others and bring others healing. So, potent time for you, Aries, especially if you can be in being mode. All right, Pisces, 7th house. Wholeness in relationship. Wholeness. Oh, this is such an interesting vision that I got as I was writing these notes. Okay, so Pisces. Pisces, the glyph of Pisces, the symbol of Pisces is like two fish swimming in opposite directions. Pisces, the quest for Pisces is oneness. And Pisces often look for this oneness outside of themselves. But this is a call, Pisces, to get into wholeness in relationship with yourself. I put my cards down, but it is so, this card, Pisces, this month for you, finding the wholeness in relationship with yourself. All of Rumi's poetry reminds me of Pisces energy. And all of Rumi's poetry is the quest for relationship, but not just relationship with the other, which we've made it very romantic, but relationship with the divine, relationship with God. And sometimes it's a relationship with God through the connection of the other. But to me, Pisces, this is your time to get in wholeness with relationship in yourself, with relationship with God in yourself. God is, the universe is, you are a piece of all that is. God is oneness within yourself. So this is a beautiful time for wholeness, holiness, healing by making this connection. Number one, most important. So Pisces, dig in, and I highly recommend some Rumi poetry. I have my Rumi book sitting right here. Highly recommend Rumi to help support you in your quest. I'm going to read you this little part that I opened up to. I always love to see Rumi Oracle just by reading in the book. And I opened up, I'm going to read just what I have highlighted here, because I have this book like highlighted and marked because I love it so much. Don't try to figure out what those lost inside love will do next. The stars come up spinning every night, bewildered in love. Be your note. Let everyone climb on their roofs and sing their notes. Sing loud. There you go, Pisces. Just for you. That was very special. All right, Aquarius. Aquarius, this is your 8th house transit. 8th house transit. This is the Scorpio transit. This is the house of transformation. This is the house of empowerment through transformation. And what I felt is finding the wholeness in connecting to the root chakra. Again, I don't even know why I take notes, because I cannot read what I actually said, and in the moment of inspiration, I write it so tiny and it doesn't fit, but the root chakra, digging into the root chakra to find wholeness. Okay, I remember. So one of the things with Aquarius is a lot of times Aquarius resonates more with alien energy, resonates more with not necessarily being here on Earth. And a lot of us can agree with that. But you're here for a reason, Aquarius, and every other sign who's resonating with this. And part of the work in being present here and getting into the wholeness is getting into the lower chakras. Now, I got a vision specifically for you, Aquarius, of getting into the root chakra, but this could be any of the chakras from the heart down, digging in and finding your wholeness, finding your empowerment in and through that. So we just worked with the energy of the heart so much with Leo. So hopefully you're feeling whole and good in your heart from that time. But then it's solar plexus. And solar plexus is very connected to power, which is 8th house energy. The empowerment to do and show up and shine in a way that's true to you. That's so Aquarius, being authentic in your purpose. The sacral chakra, again, sacral chakra can also be very Scorpio, because sacral chakra is connected to our creativity and to our sensuality. But then the root chakra, I belong and I am safe. And this is where I'm feeling Aquarius through this next month really needs to anchor in order to be the wholeness of, I'm here on Earth for a reason. I'm showing up for a reason. I like being here. I'm safe. I am being taken care of. I think Aquarius needs these energies through this month. So take heed, Aquarius. Dig into the root chakra. I always recommend stones as part of root chakra work. I happen to have my Shiva lingams right here. I would say that those are I have a smoky quartz sitting right here too. I would say these are all good stones for rooting in, grounding in. There's a lot more, dig in, research, do what works for you. But if above everything, tune into the root chakra. Like, what do you need to feel like I belong? What do I need to feel safe? Because you're here for a reason. Like, you're not meant to be somewhere else. If you were meant to be somewhere else, you would be somewhere else. You're here for a reason, so be in that. Let's get grounded in it so that you can emit this power that you have, these wonderful creations, this magic that you have to bring forth, Aquarius. All right, Capricorn, 9th house, expanding your vision of wholeness. So Capricorn is going through changes. Capricorn, you have Saturn coming for you, which is your ruling sign. But this is a time, Capricorn, get ready. Get ready to expand your wholeness. What does your wholeness at this time include? What does wholeness look for you at this time? And then if you were to expand it, how would you want to expand it? Much like Cancer, how I was saying, talk about it, research it, explore it. Same thing. Get curious about how maybe through this next little bit, because it's going to be coming for you, you can start expanding your idea of wholeness so that you can expand your holiness. I do feel, again, like I've said for several, this will be a very healing transit for you if you allow yourself to open, because I'm feeling, it's the Saturn card, I'm feeling with Capricorn that there may be some of this going on when it comes to your wholeness. And meanwhile, you have this to offer the world, the expansiveness of the truth of yourself. And this card, by the way, came up with all these other cards. There's a breakthrough in this if you are willing to explore it. It may not look safe. It may not look the way you've always had things look, but wow, it can really open up possibilities. That Silence card is actually the Star card in traditional tarot. So that's success. That's a beautiful, bright future. Oh, my thing got tired. I'm talking a lot. That's a beautiful, bright future. So Capricorn, you can expand in and through this, but you have to bring your focus to it. Bring your focus to this expansion and what wholeness means for you, and explore it. Explore, get curious. All right, Sagittarius, 10th house. This is the house of career. This is legacy. This is your purpose. This is my 10th house as a Sagittarius. So this is a chance to explore how the idea of purpose, how our legacy, how our job feeds into our wholeness. Now, I do feel that this goes hand in hand with worth lessons that we are looking into, working through with Sagittarius through Pluto and Capricorn for Sagittarius. So a lot of us aren't accessing the expansion, go ahead and go for that word, the expansion of our wholeness when it comes to our purpose, because we still do have these worth issues to look at in and through ourselves. So this is a beautiful time, Sagittarius, to daydream, to imagine, to plant in your imagination, if you will, a seed, about what the wholeness of digging into your purpose, what it would look like, what it would feel like. Again, the beauty in being instead of doing. As a fire sign, sometimes we can be like ping pong balls or pinball, you know, like ding, 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 like can't stop moving because if I stop moving, then things aren't going to happen. Nope, you can be. You can be still and imagine to plant the seeds so that your tree, your purpose tree, your legacy tree can grow. Do not be afraid of the stillness that comes through this time. I also think, Sagittarius, one of the things that you can think of, imagine, work on with your mind through this time, focus on, is how, whatever it is that you are doing, how it brings the healing energy. How is it holy? This is 333, by the way, right now as I'm doing this. How what you're working on is holy. We all have our piece that we came to bring into this world. And sometimes we're like, well, I'm just a garbage man. Well, thank Goddess for the garbage men, you know? Thank Goddess for the librarians. Thank Goddess for the people at the grocery store. Thank Goddess for the farmers. That is all holy work. There is holiness in anything. Michelangelo says, you know, that, I don't know if I can get the quote right. I always memeize all these quotes, unless it's Rumi. But it's basically like, you know, if you're going to do it, love it, like honor it, do it like you are painting a masterpiece. This is important work. So find the holiness, find how you are offering healing into the world with what it is you are doing, because that will help you expand into the wholeness and the power of your personal purpose. All right. Scorpio, 11th house. All right, so 11th house is, to me, the house of the divine mind. It is a house that is very vibrational in nature. It is also friends and community and humanitarianism, but I always get into the vibrations. And Scorpio, you are a very interesting sign when it comes to vibrations. And so this is a great time to notice, focus on what kind of vibrations are you giving off into the world. Now, you may be like feeling very good inside here, and yet your vibrations, because you are very sensitive to things, may be giving off a very different vibration. Noticing your aura, your vibrational nature as part of the wholeness, as part of the holiness that you bring. I posted a quote like a week ago or so, that Hannah Merrifield had posted, and I said it in a horoscope. I can actually find it. But it was something like, pay attention to what energy you're bringing along with you, because any energy that you bring along with you is painting the landscape of your life and the lives of everybody around you. That's the basic essence of it. This is what you get to notice this month. What kind of vibration as part of your wholeness are you bringing? And if you're not pleased with the landscapes that you're creating, this is a beautiful time to bring healing into that energy by bringing the focus. With all of this retrograde that's going on, and with Jupiter's approaching you, Scorpio, this is going to be such a beautiful time of expanding your landscapes that's coming. But first, You've got to pay attention to these vibrations that you are giving off so that you can find an alignment that works with the life that you want to live. All right, finally, Libra. This is so long. Libra, this is your 12th house. And like I said, some Virgos, you know, you're later Virgo, you may be experiencing this 12th house for a while. 12th house, Libra energy. 12th house, surrendering to your wholeness. I feel like I'm going back to the message of it's okay to just be a divine container. Remembering that you are a human being. 12th house energy can sometimes be challenging. 12th house energy is the time where we are finishing up the year of lessons, the cycle of lessons. It's a time of flow. It's a time of surrender. And it's time like knowing how our day is like we are awake and we move through the motions of doing things, and then we have sleep time. 12th house is kind of more like that. We must surrender to the flow. This is part of the wholeness. This is part of the experience. And so that's my biggest lesson for you over this month, Libra, is getting into that flow of surrender, being true to you, being true to the moment, knowing that healing is coming in this essence of surrender in and for you. So the more you can do that, the better. And I offer you the mantra, which is the same mantra of the energy of the day today, which is Om Bhavam Namah. I am absolute existence. Let yourself dig in, get juicy with that essence to carry you through this month. Because, you know, next month you're gonna be, you know, ready to step into your wholeness on anew. But you need this time, this downtime, this sleep to heal, recuperate, get into this new vibration. And bring, I feel this will be a very healing time for you as a Libra. So hopefully that is the case as long as you can work in and through your personal flow. So, that's it. That's it for all the signs. That is so much. Again, if you don't resonate, that's cool. Don't worry about it. But if you do, take it, talk about it, expand it. Let's bring it to the world. Let's bring this love. Let's bring this wholeness. Let's bring this holiness into the world, because the world is beautiful. The world is beautiful and whole and holy, just like each and every single one of us. So, book a reading if you want to dive deeper into your personal chart, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.